Hey, thanks for joining us. We have Carlos Ribero and Mr. Grant Miller here.
All right.
Is here your new last name?
Yeah.
It is. He
here.
changed it.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
It's either that or Moldolovich. All right? That was his grandfather's name.
Can you
Right?
mention that? I can barely pronounce Miller.
Miller.
They changed it to Miller, all right, when he came over from Ukraine.
Makes sense.
Yeah. The Miller's got this big axe, ugly head, right? And so, Grant,
Michael's in rare form today.
He is in rare form.
I'm almost free, all right?
Why? You mean your wife's leaving the office?
Yeah, she is. Okay. All right. So, Carlos, tell us about the neat synergy that's happening with a lot of the chambers of commerce on the south end of the
And business associations.
And business associations. Yeah, I think it's the past versus the now and the future. I think in the past, call it the P word. People were scared that one chamber or one business association was going to poach people from the other business association. And it just doesn't work that way. We are one community. Dade County is a big place. Every chamber, every business association offers something slightly different. So there's room for everybody. And why not get together and meet new people?
One of the, we do, as you know, we do a lot of events, and typically the first, second, or third question people ask is, how many people were there? So at a chamber meeting, if there are a bunch of people there, they feel good because they want to go where there's people and they can have a conversation and maybe see somebody new. Grant, you've been involved in creating chaos for 50 years.
Oh, that's my middle name, Chaos.
But in understanding the dynamics of chambers of commerce. So tell us a little bit.
Chambers and business associations.
Yes.
First of all, it doesn't matter how many people show. If you're going there, it only takes one person to network, right?
Absolutely.
So it could be 100,000 people, but if you don't get to meet the right potential customer, it doesn't matter. So I think right now it's a great synergy. Aventura Marketing Council also does in the North End with other business associations. So I think you're exactly right. I think people want to feel good, go to other organizations, understand what they come from and how they do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's interesting what you said about it's really, if it's two people, that's fine as well, because I've heard, a couple of things, this event was so big that, I couldn't really meet people. I've also seen people that
it was too crowded.
It was too crowded. And then there's other people that, and you said it, one person, the right person, that they'll go to a place with 100 people and they're handing their card to everybody. That's not how it's done.
And the reason it was too crowded and they didn't like it because they couldn't get hors d'oeuvres.
Or the hors d'oeuvres, they ran out, didn't they?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That one we're talking about, they had some great hors d'oeuvres. But I knew what door they came out of, so I hung out at that door.
I think the next time I go to a chamber meeting, I'm going to bring the doggy bag inside my jacket.
There you go.
All right. A great thing happened when we were over at the event that we did at Dade County Federal Credit Union.
Where were you?
He had a chamber.
I had a board meeting I could not get out of.
Board with an A or without an A?
That's a great question. I played the fifth on that one.
Okay. So the food was catered by Sergio. So I'm eating a little sandwich. It's like the size of like a.
Was it a frita? Do you know even what that is?
I don't know what it is, but it was really dry and I was dehydrated. So I start to eat it. Then somebody comes over, starts talking to me. He's standing right in front of me. And I'm going to choke. I have my hands in front of me like this. And he keeps talking and it's like, I'll be right back. No, I wouldn't do that. I'm thinking, I'm going to choke. I'm going to have a heart attack right here on the floor. So next time I'm taking a doggy bag.
Good idea. Yeah. So every business organization chamber goes up and goes down.
Yeah.
I remember when Kendall, a business association it was 150 people would show.
Yeah.
Then it drops. And the other business chambers of commerce, they're thriving. It's just a movement of who's moving in, who's moving out, and just who's on the board, things like that.
Yep.
So let's talk about the importance for each of the business organization, where it's an association or chamber or Rotary, to have when they bring in speakers, they have to have good speakers. Isn't that the draw, Grant?
That is the draw. You can have as nice as facility, but if the speaker's not any good, doesn't matter.
But how is a local chamber of commerce or business club supposed to know whether that person is going to be a big draw?
We don't know.
I know. You just watch community news.
No,
and whoever's on community news, you put them.
Fair enough.
We brought in probably the two top pediatric oncologists in South Florida. People don't want to hear about that.
Of course not.
Right.
We don't want to hear about saving lives. They want to hear about sports and politics.
So let's talk about with sports. I'm not really into that, but Grant, he has my half. All right,
Yeah.
he's out there, and when we do sports, people get, in all humility, they get like stupid. It's like they're loose and they're happy and they're excited. They can talk about all that stuff. I want my picture. Probably more excited than a politician.
You got to think, Michael, there's a lot of emotion behind sports, and people get passionate about their team and they get fanatical. So, of course, if somebody gets a chance to even to meet Billy the Marlin, right?
It's the funniest thing ever. So we had an event. Who do we have?
I don't know which.
No, the one with soccer people. Who do we have there?
FIFA.
And Billy Martin show up or no?
Yes, he was there. He was there.
People love taking pictures with mascots.
It's true.
And they know it's a human inside, and they get all excited.
So
you forget.
During the football season, Susan and I get crazy. So we go to the sports grill out by us.
Okay.
And I just go to see the people sitting there. And they're there for an hour and a half, drinking beer and having the hamburgers, all excited when they catch the ball and just...
Well, it's interesting. You go to a football game, baseball game, or soccer game, whatever. Your team wins or scores. You're 7-5 with 30 different people. You don't even know their names.
Yes, true.
Okay, 2 weeks later, you're back to the home game. You still don't know their names.
Yeah.
Michael, do you remember who we sat next to in 1972 Dolphin game? Do you remember how big he was? No.
But I remember saying, what now that they've won the Super Bowl? What's next?
Yeah, I remember.
They won the next year, too.
There was a guy, he took up, the only reason Michael brought me, because the guy next to him was so big that Michael had to use half my seat.
Because it was the Orange Bowl, right?
Yes. See,
All right, so hurricane season's coming up. It starts in a month, right? Which should be interesting, all right? And is that
Always
the baseball team or is that the Winds? But anyways, so Chambers down south, I see the synergy like we've never seen it before. It's like the door's been opened and it's permission. I know you're a huge part of that by allowing groups to get together. So you have one meeting where there's going to be 4 different groups there.
Where?
Yep. It's at La Cañita, where you did, you interviewed
that was
Michelle Bernstein.
Grant, tell us about when you went out there to do the show and you were looking for it. What'd you say? Walked in, I'm looking for Michelle Bernstein. She goes, here.
I didn't recognize her. I mean, I'm looking, she said, hold on. And she puts her uniform. Oh, there you are.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's exciting. And again, what Michael's saying is people want to be able to network with other people. They want to feel good. And every organization, there's some weak links. So if you meet with other people, you feel better about your organization.
Absolutely. So I got to tell you about this next event because it's really interesting because they are opening the venue just for us. They don't normally open on Tuesdays. They're opening on Tuesday because that's the day that we have our happy hour events, our after hour events.
Who arranged that?
And we did. Greater Kendall. They are members of Greater Kendall, and we did their ribbon cutting ceremony. That's why you were there that day. So we're gonna have ourselves, Chamber South. We're gonna have Profit Inc. And we're going to have a chapter of BNI called BNI Avatar Professionals.
The dynamics of opening that door and allowing people to meet other people, they're not going to feel left out anymore. So
no.
By virtue that we rely on the board and on the executive director, president.
It doesn't matter. I'm not into titles.
And so they're relying on you to introduce them to people. So my hat's off to you. And for the other folks to say, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, it's I think it's something that had to be done. And when the whole idea was proposed, it's like, why not?
Yeah. I have a question.
Not? Yeah.
Who's that fat guy next to you?
I don't know.
All those wrinkles.
I'm not sure.
God, oh my.
Well, I can qualify for half of that, right? But not the other half. All right, so. Anyway, so we have your next. Who's going to be your next speaker?
Our next speaker actually is it's on the 29th of this month. It's Dr. Brian Stewart.
No way.
Of course.
Do you know?
What?
Did you know
what?
That he is a top-notch barbecuer?
Yes, I knew that about him.
Did you know that he coached national championship World Series Little League baseball teams?
That I did not know.
Not Little League, but youth baseball.
Yeah, I did not know that.
You did not know that. Did you know
And I interviewed him, and that didn't come up.
And he showed us his socks. Speaking of socks, let's see your socks right here, folks.
All right.
Hey, you gonna get this on the camera? Okay.
All right, who's got the better sock game
Oh
here?
my God!
You do.
Look at these socks over here.
Hey,
And
did you
beautiful
know
legs.
he
too,
came
guys.
from the medical campus?
Yes, that I knew.
Okay.
And I knew he was a big innovator there, and we talked about that.
And in the sports at Miami-Dade Kendall campus he's pushing and thriving.
He said all of his teams this year got into postseason. So I mean, he's a big sports guy, as you know.
Right.
Anyway, I see him at a lot of events. I'm happy that he goes to those.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
So-
a great guy and just really active in the community.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking him to lunch to the best barbecue place in the country.
Apocalypse?
Can't say.
Okay.
That is the #1 barbecue place in the country.
Do you know that they're running ads on or
You have to
web-
stand
on,
in line?
on Instagram? Here's what you can do while you instead of
While you're
waiting
in
in
line?
line, go to the movies. Oh, we just got the motion or the finger from the producer.
We need to
Thank you,
hurry up.
Lorenzo. We need to hurry up.
All
He's-
right.
He's got something better. to do.
With me.
Yeah. All right, Miller, where you headed next?
Tomorrow,
That's
Lorenzo
the-
doesn't realize he's going with me and Michael to what's the event tomorrow?
Is that tomorrow?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Okay. Lorenzo, I'll see you tomorrow, and then also on,
And
Is
hopefully
it
Michael.
tomorrow?
and then Saturday, Lorenzo and I are going to. He doesn't know it yet. Sebastian Strong
I
has
thought it was
something at
next-
Jackson Hospital. Excuse me, Holtz Children's
I
Hospital.
thought it was next Thursday.
Okay.
I'm going to find out. That means I missed it already.
That's it.
Thanks for being here, Grant.
My pleasure.
Have a
Grant.
great day.
Let's,
You too.
Where are we going? What are we looking at? Red camera, folks. Remember, take care of yourselves and your family. Have a great day. See you.